Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Podcast, episode 206 for the 7th of May, 2023. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
And Jody's in the echo chamber again.
Sorry. It's getting more filled up, though. I mean, we've got a floor down now. Still echoey. I do apologise.
We very nearly didn't have a show today because of the writer's strike, but then we realised this is unscripted, so we should be okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, none of this chaos is scripted. Unbelievable.
No.
I know it's hard to understand that, but
I've got the producer on my ear, and he says it very much is scripted.
Remarkable. was that guy that used to do it? It was he never said. I don't think he ever said it. Yeah, it was a spit image thing of Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Coleman.
That's right. You're right.
It's Chris Barry, I think it was, that used to do the impression of.
My God, Sloan, your memory.
Oh, it comes and goes. Trust me.
Again.
Do you know how many times I lose my glasses?
Well, listen, that's just a common thing, though. I call Evelyn Velma because she's like, "Where's my glasses?"
Jinkies, I can't see without my. She says jinkies as well.
Mm.
Velma.
I got, see when our big birthday, I'm going to say what it is, but I got our sister to make a Velma cake. The cake was Velma. Because I say it so many times.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Did you end up wearing that cake, or?
No, she found it funny. I told her though.
Okay. She found it funny. Couldn't find her glasses, but she found it funny. All right, shall we crack on with the stories? There's not much in the way. Well, there's two big stories, and that's about it.
2.5.
2.5, yeah. Let's crack it. Let's play the jingle. We'll start off with a very British affair, a very British thing to have. King Charles, the coronation. Whether you like him or not, whether you're a royalist or not, it was watched by 18 million people.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. We watched the start of it because it was very difficult to get it in Canada because it was like.
Was it really? Even though Canada's a
Commonwealth realm and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you could get it. I mean, they were broadcasting in CBC, but it was live, so I mean, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was sleepy by both times at that point. I wasn't going to watch it.
18 million is not that much, is it really?
I mean, it's a third of the country. It didn't. Do you know? It did. So we were watching.
Oh, is that just UK views?
I think so. Yeah, it was 14 million BBC and another 4 million from ITV.
Right, okay.
I think that's how it broke down. Figures are smaller than the average of 26.5 million viewers tuned in for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. So there you go. That's you'll have more fun at a monarch's funeral than you will at a.
So more people watch the funeral than the coronation. Is that right?
More people watch the funeral, yeah.
The Queen's
funeral, yeah.
All right, okay. But we actually watched the Up Till He Got Crowned anyway. And it was quite fascinating actually. Listen, I find these things fascinating. I'm not a monarchist and all that, blah blah blah. Right? Okay. I'm not anything. You know, when the remember at midnight and the BBC at midnight when the God save the. I used to go, oh my God, switch that off type thing. Couldn't bear it.
That was younger. Bedtime. That was just a call to go to bedtime.
I couldn't bear it, man. Honestly.
No.
So when I was younger, and I still can't really. But you know, I'm quite interested in history, so I thought I'd watch it from a historical perspective. Did you see when they get the snow robes on?
Is what robes on?
Did you not see that bit?
What robes?
There's a bit snow robes.
No, I didn't know.
Snoke wears the gold
Aye,
thing.
the scope. Yeah.
That's what Charles puts on
Oh,
during
was it? All
the
right. Okay.
ceremony.
I didn't know that.
So there's
Because
kind of Snoke memes going on,
the bit that we
which
watched,
is quite funny.
so they're doing it in different parts. So the BritBox over here are doing it in different parts. So the first part was the arrivals, and it ended just as Charles got in the carriage. It's like
Yeah,
they're eking this out. But
yeah.
it's like an hour we sat watching this thing, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't do it.
That's very.
So I ended up going on YouTube and seeing the actual coronation part, which is like 15 minutes or something out of the whole thing.
I quite like the mysterious part of it, though.
Oh, when they did the veil thing, they put the veil up.
What happens there?
Well, that's when he gets told the secrets.
Introduced a pig.
That's where he has to lift
Kiss the pig.
he has to lift his right trouser leg above his knee.
I bet you. You wonder, wouldn't you?
Oh, I know.
No one sees that bit.
Apparently, it's supposed to be. It's a sacred connection between the sovereign and God. Apparently.
Oh, it is. It's an ointment. It's called.
Yeah, it's
But it's like. But it's like
it's anointed.
the internet. The internet's going to be wild about that because they've never seen that for a long time, and before the internet was born, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The last time we saw that, so the internet's going to go, oh, it's such and such, it's this and that and other, and they're going to go crazy for it. So,
I know.
But I quite like all that. So I like the mystery and and things like that.
Trousers being rolled up above the knee.
Oh well, I'm not going to get involved, but I do quite. I'm quite interested in kind of what is that,
Yeah.
the kind of mystique factor.
The ceremony, the pomp and
pageantry.
It's the reasons why you do it. There's a story about there's these 3 rats in a box, and at 1 o'clock they get fed, and they get fed again at 5 o'clock. And so when the food goes out at 1 o'clock, one of the rats goes up and tries to take a nibble of the cheese and gets electrocuted. But it doesn't happen at 5 o'clock. And eventually, they all learn or they all get electrocuted. When one of them does it, the whole cage gets electrocuted. So eventually, they decide that, okay, we're not going to do that. So they replace one of the rats with a new rat. And of course, at 1 o'clock, one of the rats, the new rat decides to go and get it, the food. And then they all attack him and say, no, you can't do that, kind of thing. Like in whatever rats speak. And so eventually they rotate out all the rats one by one. And so none of the original rats are in there. And so they all know not to go for the 1 o'clock feeding. So they wait for the 5 o'clock feeding. Even though they've no idea why. Because nobody's getting electrocuted. They're just being told by the other rats not to do it.
Okay, what's that got to do with the monarchy?
Because it's all this stuff that's been passed down. It's like why do people do that?
Okay.
It's like no one knows. We just
no one knows, right? Okay, got you.
We just do it, and so it's that's the kind of idea. It's like why do we do that? I don't know.
I mean, I was in the pub there with Mark and James and John Paul, and we were kind of talking about it and stuff. And it's like, like what you're saying. It's like, why should we accept it? Type thing.
Because it's been there. Because it's always been there. That's why.
It's weird. It's a strange thing. Very strange.
Yeah.
But it was quite, spectacular. But then it's like, we were talking about this earlier on as well. It's like all the kind of countries that have got a monarchy, they don't do that anymore.
No.
That part, it's just like, you're king now. They don't have the pomp and spend that much money. It's like, and especially in this day and age where, we're all struggling.
Yeah.
And they're spending money in that. It's just.
Well, they still can't fix the potholes.
It's horrible.
They were filling it with sand.
Quite frankly.
The potholes were filled with sand apparently instead
of
like tarmac. Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing just, I don't know, man. It's just no. It's not cool, really, in this day and age. But
this is it.
at the same time, I'm torn because I quite like to see it, but I'm kind of torn about it. But I hate it. But
at the same time, you secretly love the whole pomp and pageantry of it.
I like the spectacle, but I hate the fact that it costs so much money and it just the whole. I just don't. It doesn't sit well with me, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't like that stuff.
So you're with Oliver Cromwell then?
Not quite. Christ, he was mental.
He was so good they restored the monarchy.
He was nuts. That guy.
Think about how bad that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Is this monarchy lark sucks? Let's get in this guy.
He didn't believe me.
And then several years later, let's bring back the monarchy.
By the way, if you want a quick history lesson in Oliver Cromwell, watch Horrible Histories, and you'll see what his methods were.
Yes, not very good.
Not cool.
So much. So Sam knows the King Charles II rap by heart.
It's a great show. That
it is
great show, actually. And yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, really. Quite frankly.
Yeah. But there was a big party in Toronto about the coronation
really?
and things. Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Mm.
We didn't go, obviously, because it's in Toronto. Anyway, Mario has smashed the $500 million at domestic box office. Another record that it's taken from some other place. I'm not sure.
This is still going, by the way. This is not stopping.
Nope. It's making a lot of money for Universal.
Yeah. And quite rightly. You've not seen it yet, have you?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, it's there's not much plot going on in it, but it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
So who cares, really?
Yeah. It's got Luigi going. So it's got Mario Kart. It's got Luigi going into
Ghosts, Haunted Mansion, everything you want.
In a Mario.
Do you know what I love about it as well? The fact that you see the platform scenes from angles you've never kind of dreamt of. You know, it's the cinematic angles of him jumping around the platforms.
Yeah.
So it's all that as well.
Is it better than Pixels?
Oh, I love Pixels.
Oh, see,
I love Pixels.
we were going to watch Pixels last night.
Yeah.
But then we choose another one. I'll get to that when we get.
Are we the only two people in the world that love Pixels? Comment below.
Us and Adam Sandler, I think.
Yeah, I do love Pixels. I actually think Pixels is the greatest video game of all time. Video game movie of all time, but nobody talks about it. I genuinely, I really think that.
I think
everyone's like Tomb Raider and whatever, The Last of Us or whatever.
Yeah.
Pixels to me is the best.
So you're saying that Pixels is better than The Last of Us?
Oh God! Did I just say that? Oh God!
I'll come back and haunt you.
Right, okay, I'm not saying that. No. I implied it.
Uh-huh.
No, sorry. I'll take that back.
What's your favourite one? Is it The Last of Us or Pixels?
Okay, so Last of Us, come on, come down.
There's some nice bits in Pixels as well, because there's a whole tying it in with Ghostbusters as well, because Dan Aykroyd's in there. It does, it's nice. Anyway, next one up is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which has got a really small font. Sorry about that. It's done 282 million worldwide in its opening weekend, which is pretty damn good. 114 mil domestic. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually blasted what they thought it was going to do as well.
Yeah,
I think they thought it was going to do 140 million.
Yeah.
So it's. I think that's got big legs. By the way, I think that's going to be a massive film for Marvel.
It's the first one of the summer blockbusters. to
it's getting
Paul.
really good sort of feedback.
Mm-hmm.
James went to see it.
He's seen it twice.
He's seen it twice already.
Yeah.
And we obviously respect his view. He said it's absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
We're going to see it next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
So he is raving about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we might see it this weekend as well. Or a week today.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
it totally deserves it. It's meant to be a bit of an emotional roller coaster as well.
Mm.
And it's a kind of origin story for Rocket Raccoon, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
There's a lot of him in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's going to be great.
Yeah. There's a lot of good humor, and I mean their Christmas special was really good as well.
Oh, it's fantastic, brilliant.
The previous two ones have been really good as well. I mean, the whole oh god, what's his name? Michael Rooker's character. It's not Zand. It's not.
Oh, the blue guy.
That guy. Yeah.
Oh god, I can't remember.
I can't remember his name either. Okay.
That's awful.
Anyway, that whole thing about I was your dad kind of thing. I was like, oh, you're crying.
I know.
That was really good.
Yeah. No, I mean all three for me. I mean, people said the second movie. Well, folks said the second movie was a bit weak, but I actually really loved it.
I liked it.
I mean, we both love Kurt Russell anyway, but
exactly, yeah.
I loved the second one. I thought it was great. Yeah. The first one, obviously, I loved anyway, but the second one I loved too. So
it's the same. It's a very similar plot to Rise of Skywalker, in that he's
come on now.
No, well, think it. No.
Oh,
think about it. Think about it.
No, you think about it.
You think about it. Because he's trying to find someone to can handle his power, and that's kind of what the Emperor's doing. Is he's trying to find a vessel to put his life force into, and that's kind of what he's trying to do as well. Similar. Anyway, that's all well and good. But Guardians of the Galaxy is kicking butt, as the Americans would say, in the movie theaters at the moment. More pressing though, and probably the biggest story we've got this week is Kevin Costner is leaving Yellowstone. It's not the biggest story this week. Apparently dads everywhere are annoyed about this, because apparently they see him as the archetypal dad or something. Yeah, dad devastation.
Kevin Dad
Dad.
Listen, I've watched a couple of episodes of Yellowstone. Apparently, it's amazing. It sounds like the new kind of Dallas, or that type
Dynasty.
of.
Oh, not Stanley.
Well, that type of vibe,
Yeah. Because Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren are in one of the spin-offs, 1923, I think it is.
Yes, that's right. Which is the kind of prequel to how the Yellowstone family came to be type thing.
Yeah. And then there's one that's 1888 as well.
Yeah.
Which is the prequel to that.
And then the guy that wrote that as well wrote that the Sylvester Stallone one.
Tulsa King.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So all of these have got one thing in common. They're all on a streaming service I have no desire to get.
Premiere. Sorry, Paramount.
Yeah.
Well, that's another story in itself. Did you hear about that?
No.
How bad that's been doing.
No.
Well, Paramount Plus is not doing well.
Let's see what it's got.
And so much so that it's a bit of a disaster.
Oh dear. Paramount should just quit streaming at this point. Yikes.
So although they've got like obviously big shots like Star Trek and stuff, it is not doing well for them. And I think in general, streaming services, it's not the way to go.
No, it's not. But again, it's that race to the bottom. Is the fact that you've got this, you need this constant new stuff. Like everything has to be constantly, new series, new shows, new everything. And I mean, all of that costs money, and there's no free money now because we're probably heading into a recession. I mean, interest rates are up. That means you're not getting free money. So, yeah.
Well, it's the whole fact that there's better content elsewhere as well. So
Yeah.
It's like Netflix is pretty much the standard. Prime's fairly well there. Apple TV is, very consistently good. I would say.
I have a review.
But
I'll
I know. I'm looking forward to hearing that actually.
It's behind. It's Paramount Plus is behind Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, which is basically the same service in the rest of the world.
It's bottom basically.
And HBO Max, which is soon going to be called Max. So good luck googling that.
Exactly.
That is a dumb idea.
Whose stupid idea was that?
It's such a generic name. But I mean, I don't know where Apple TV Plus sits behind all this. Amazon Prime Video is not making a play for anything. They're just happy to be in the race, because that's their side kick to Prime. It's not a main thing for them.
But they're still producing their own.
They're still producing content. I mean, they did buy MGM and all of James Bond, but still, they're the Prime thing is the shipping part of it. But yeah, Paramount, like there's nothing on Paramount that I'd really want to like. I don't want to watch Yellowstone. It's not something that
well, Star Trek for you, that's it.
Yeah, but that's on Crave up in Canada though.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, it's not on Paramount.
All right, okay.
So why do I need Paramount? Because I've got Max. Because that's how I'm watching Love and Death.
Well, that's a big problem, isn't it? I mean, Paramount made,
Iron Man.
I was going to say, well,
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but the fact is that those properties are now elsewhere.
Yes.
So they're not exclusive, really, to Paramount.
So what is Paramount's big thing?
Well, they bought Star Trek, and that's it, I think.
So they're basically gonna have to milk Star Trek for all it's worth.
Which they are.
Which is what they are doing.
Is Picard on Paramount?
It's on Paramount Plus in the US and UK, I think, but it's on Crave up in Canada.
And Yellowstone, obviously, is big.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about now is Kevin Costner leaving.
Yes.
So is that going to be a big deal for Yellowstone? Is that going to be... But if they've only got that show and they're holding on to that...
Yeah, Yellowstone's in its 5th and final season. So him leaving...
well, the 5th season is in 2 parts. They've done the first part.
Oh, I see, okay.
And then they're waiting the second part of season 5.
Right.
But I'm assuming they've held it because of the whole Kevin Costner thing. So
right.
So I don't know. There's nobody bigger than the actual program. However, it seems as if it's kind of held to ransom right now because they've already done the first part of season 5. And they've got to have them in the second part, so it's kind of holding them to ransom a little bit,
Yeah.
With this debate or not debate, walk out, whatever it is, whatever deal it is.
But that's not the big thing though. The big thing though is will there be a season 5? Will there be a season 5 part 2 anyway? Because the Writers Guild of America is currently on strike, and that dovetails quite neatly into the next one. This is what they want. They want compensation.
Yes, well, that's the big thing.
So they want to increase the minimum compensation significantly to address the devaluation of writing in all areas of television, new media, and features, standardize compensation in residual terms, address abuses of mini rooms, which I don't know what that is, ensure appropriate television series writing compensation, expand span protections, apply MBA minimums to comedy variety programs, pension plan. They want a better pension plan. They want professional standards and protection for employment of writers. So these are their demands. It was approved by 98.4% of the voting bloc of the union, which seems quite a lot of people. And it's affected quite a lot of production. So late night television in America has shuttered. It's gone. So there's no Jimmy Kimmel, no Jimmy Fallon. Who cares about Steven Spielberg?
It does, on the face of it, seem quite, innocuous. Is that the right word? Kind of,
Innocuous.
It seems quite kind of irrelevant, really. But our life, our distraction is movies,
This
TV,
podcast.
and we talk about these things. So it's pretty bloody important, really.
Certainly for this podcast, because like I said, this is like the main story. This week is the Writers Guild strike.
And it's like people's lives are kind of filled with Netflix and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty important, and these guys are kind of they're not just kind of writing for, I don't know, they're important. They're writing distractions for us, so it's I want them to write stuff. So come on, give them decent
give them a
demands,
couple of more points in the back end, as they say.
Yeah.
I mean, their biggest worry, it seems, there was an article, I can't remember where I saw it, but they're worried about AI taking over their jobs as well. That's like another concern.
That's a master fun.
I'm not convinced AI yet as a tool, maybe, yeah. I don't think Jody, okay, let me put it this way, right? Crypto is going to be the biggest thing. Crypto is the best thing in the world. It's going to be an absolute, and it's just been a flim flam, a shakedown, or whatever it is. It's been a complete failure. Crypto. It doesn't work. All these exchanges have fallen. The FTX thing and all of that stuff. It's all gone. Meta was the next big thing. Meta's going to be this. Meta that. Meta then. Meta. Facebook have shuttered all their Meta operations. It's gone now. They just don't do it anymore. And now the next big thing is AI. Guess what? It's not going to happen. It's going to be a tool that you can use. ChatGPT is not going to start writing the new script for Star Trek. It's just not going to happen.
So, I hate to be honest to you. You sound like the same guy that said when I was doing drawings, with pen and ink, saying that CAD is just a fad. It's nothing. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was you that said that.
Look at probably. I look how CAD. Well, working. That's what I work with.
No, I know, and I said you're wrong. Computers are going to take over because they're a better tool than pen and paper. They are a better tool than pen and paper.
But it's the same thing.
No,
but it's written. It's not drawing.
Not the same thing.
And it is.
You're missing what I'm saying. AI as a tool, yes. AI as a tool, I can see that working out. AI as the thing that gives you the idea, no. When you draw when you use the tool that you use the tool. The tool doesn't. You don't just go, hey, I need a I need you to build a skyscraper, and it's going to have elevators every 10 floors and pipeworks, and it goes away and goes and does everything. It doesn't do that. You have to tell it.
But it will.
No, there will be logic in there that says, okay, you can only have 14 urinals in this space here.
No, but it will.
Tools like that, but they don't. It's not going to figure it out.
No, I can see it doing that, but you might have to. You might have to have somebody to shuffle things about.
You're always. Let me put it this way: you're always going to have somebody to shuffle things about. It's not. I'm telling you.
Another AI to shuffle things about.
The AI thing.
Potentially.
Look, if AI works, how come we still have spam?
I don't know.
Why can't you figure that one out? Like this, it's not gonna...
I think an AI to do one thing and then another AI to do another thing. I mean, you've seen the images,
they're not that great. There's like 8 fingers in a hand.
The Mid-Journey stuff. Have you seen the latest stuff? But they've released another version of it. And it's slow and it's phenomenal. Totally.
Okay.
But
here's the problem though: is where's it getting those are images that are fed to it that people have done. This isn't coming up with those images by itself. It's saying, okay, I need a picture of a dog, and so I'll go out to the internet and I'll find a picture of a dog and then I'll manipulate it so that it fits in this area. It's not drawing the dog by itself. It's using prior art.
But you're looking at what it's doing now. In like 10 years' time,
but it's not. It's
AI is going to tell AI.
It's going to be much worse because it will be 16 fingers because it says it's 8 fingers, but it's
no. I think you need to look forward 10 years. What that's going to be. I mean, the guy that worked for Google, he's saying that it's actually going too quickly for how we can comprehend it. So it's like we need to slow down AI and then start to understand actually where this is going, because we're kind of worried about where it's going.
And you don't think he's getting more money from the place he's gone to?
I don't know, man. He's retired. He's 70 years old.
Aye, 75. Like the English
75.
The English fellow that no one knows his name, but he retired. He said he put his hands up and went, "That's me. I'm out. I've done enough damage."
What do you call them? Sky? What do you call that?
Skynet.
Skynet. Yeah, that's him. Tell me, man. It's like you stick one of them in a robot. We're all going to, forget Russia and Ukraine. We're all dead.
Who's going to plug him in? Who's going to plug him in? Who's going to plug the robot in?
I don't know. Anyway, happy days, everybody.
Happy days.
Welcome to the podcast.
Anyway, so here's the things that are happening. So Marvel's going to halt Blade pre-production.
Oh man! By the way, how long has this been in production?
It's not going to happen. This movie.
This movie has been in production for about 10 years.
But apparently they haven't even started it yet. They haven't even started it, and then they started it, and then this writer's strike got announced because this Nick Pizzolato or whatever his name is, the True Detective guy, they finally got this guy on board, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to start." And he went, cracked his fingers, put his fingers on the keyboard, and he went, "Writer's strike." And he went,
How long has this been in production for, though?
I don't know. It hasn't been in production. They haven't written a script yet.
Yeah, but it's been announced. It was announced like 10 years ago.
Yeah, how many Star Wars movies have they announced?
Oh man, don't get me going.
Hey, how's that Rogue Squadron looking?
You're triggering me. Taika Waititi, where are you?
Apparently, he's hoping to start that next year. Start filming it next year. You should get an AI to write the script for it.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, these are all the posters for the writer's strike. Judd Apatow says that studios might not want to quickly resolve the writer's strike. They've probably been planning this for years. I don't know what that means. Thanks, Judd. Doom and gloom. Why is there always a advert they're playing there? So he says studios and streamers have already had an idea when the writer's strike may end. I think they probably already know what they're going to bend on.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that they already know what date it's going to end. They've probably been planning this for years. Well, that doesn't sound ominous.
No.
There you go.
Mm.
Thanks, Judd. Anyway,
Aye.
do you want to know how many shows of the writer's strike have been affected Star
Yes.
Wars wise?
Go for it.
None. So Andor,
None.
all the scripts have been done for Andor, and they've started filming. The big issue is that, or the big thing that, for them is that the filming locations are pretty much all outside of America, so there's very little in the way of WGA union people there, so they figure it'll be fine. Maybe Acolyte is almost finished shooting the the main production stuff, so that's almost done. Ahsoka's done, and Mandalorian season 4's already been written. so
Okay.
so nothing's gonna change as far as Star Wars is concerned. It's fine.
Yeah, but they're talking about James Gunn's stuff.
Oh, the DC stuff.
Yeah,
Is he WA or is he DGA? But then again, he might come out and
he's in the union apparently.
oh, he's in WGA.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's involved. He's affected type thing.
Yeah.
So
Because
and he's in the middle of writing.
Yeah. The last
his
writer's
stuff.
strike was 15 years ago.
Oh really?
Yeah. I remember it.
I kind of remember a writer's strike as well.
Yeah. I remember late night doing repeats.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh.
Obviously, it didn't affect us directly,
Well, we weren't doing the podcast back then.
But do you know what? Do you know what somebody said when the first writer's strike happened? It was the sort of surgence of reality TV.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
That's
Unscripted.
when that happened.
Yeah.
Which I don't. I'm not sure if I buy actually, because I always remember.
It was 2008 then.
I remember in the 80s watching.
Big Brother was before that.
I remember watching kind of they were called just documentaries back in the day, and it was like kind of
John's not mad.
normal people's lives, but it was just a documentary.
Do you know there was one that was 7, 14, 21, 28, 35?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kids, and then it was them growing up. And I think they all died at the end.
It was quite a while ago.
They're dead now. Probably some of them are, But yeah, I remember all that.
Cool. And that's it. That's all the news that's fit to print.
Shall we take a break?
We shall take a break, yes. Please stand by, everyone. We'll be back in a few moments. What have you been watching?
We watched a movie on Friday. It was Year One, Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
Sarah. Yeah.
I said breaking news there. Did you hear that the Odeon's closing in air?
Whoa! No.
I did hear that actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was on. Somebody posted it on Facebook.
I'm not surprised, but wow.
Because parking was getting shocking there.
Wow.
It's Burns Statue Square.
Wow. It's not the best cinema, I have to say.
No.
I remember, well, just...
Do you still go? You go to the Kilmarnock one though, don't you?
We now have found our favourite cinema is the Silverburn one, just in the outskirts.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
But yeah, Kilmarnock was
a wee bit further.
Air's crap. Last time I went to Air was Force Awakens. I think it was the 5th time I went to see Force Awakens in the cinema. I went to see it in Kilmarnock 3 times.
I saw Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade 4 times in there.
You and I saw loads of films in there, Sloan.
No, I know, but I'm saying that was the last time I think I saw a movie in there was Last Crusade, and it was 4 times.
We went to see Return of the Jedi. No, we went to see, before it was split up into
multiple
cinemas.
Yeah.
We went to see a double bill of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in there. It was the first time we'd seen Empire Strikes Back.
We were like this.
Because we sat right at the front.
Yes.
Thinking that was a good idea.
Top tip, everyone. It's not.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
But what a blast, eh?
I know. Basically, if you ever you really want to be as far back, like if you got like a 55-inch TV set at home, you want to be as far back as that. Maybe just a wee bit closer. But you don't want to be like right up against it. Like
at that age, though, we went to that
Magic of Cinema and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Ewoks 20 feet tall.
I know, it's amazing. But
face is 20 feet tall.
I'm not surprised, but
they said it's not sustainable, and
it's a shame.
They're going to move staff to other locations, which Kilmarnock one, I'm going to guess. So
Here's not used to be at all.
But they still haven't fixed the station hotel or the station itself, have they?
It's terrible, awful. That's terrible.
There's a guy.
I know we shouldn't be focused.
I know. But
it's awful.
Ed does Scotland or something it's called, and he does all these kind of. God bless him. Not that I'm Captain Personality, but he's pretty bad. He's like, hello. I'm standing here in front of the facade of Air Station.
Don't do the full thing.
I know I'm not going to do the full thing, but that's essentially what it is. Like it's very, very slow, and it just goes on for ages. Anyway, but he was talking about that. But it was only like a year ago. I was like, that thing's still not been fixed.
No,
like it was. No. Like when was the fire?
I know. There's no fire. It's just there was no fire. It was just dilapidated.
Dilapidated.
Not decapitated. Dilapidated.
Not decapitated. No.
Dilapidated.
Dilapidated.
Anyway, it was just in disrepair. So that's the only reason. Horrible.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
In what way? Anyway, let's.
Okay.
I'm talking about what I watched.
Urban Explorer guys. Okay.
Appreciate it, James.
Thanks, James.
I did not know that. Year One, Jack Black. Really fun. I've seen it before.
Michael Cera as well, isn't it?
Michael Cera, yeah. He's really cute as well.
Yeah.
The two of them are great.
It's fun.
And it's a really funny film. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really funny.
That is not a new movie.
No, I know, but it's very enjoyable. The bit bit when Michael Cera's hung upside down and needs a piss, and he pisses all over his face. It's priceless. It's very, very funny. I'd seen me and Evan had both seen it before, but Danny hadn't seen it, so we put it on. There's some quite kind of dodgy humour as well in it, but kind of over the head. Yeah. So I've been sticking with For All Mankind on
an apple.
That's the last episode I watched was a bit kind of but great show overall. Sure, we watched a big one. Watched a big show. We watched that Big Door Prize. I don't think I mentioned it actually.
Is that the one with Chris O'Dowd? You did mention it, yeah.
It's quite good, but it's not
great.
It's not great.
Yeah.
I feel as if it could have. It's one of those ones. It's an idea that's been stretched out too far, type thing. It's a breaking point at the moment, but we're not quite finished with it, but we're almost there. So we'll see. But and hopefully there's going to be some sort of ending, because I hate it when a TV show doesn't do that.
There's no payoff. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Have a second season, but don't have us hanging.
Yeah.
Type thing.
It gets cancelled after the first season.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking at your Night Sky.
Oh God, what a great show! We love that show.
Wasted talent. It's a fantastic show. Honestly, Jeff, if you're listening, instead of pouring billions into that stupid Lord of the Rings thing, shove a couple of million. Sissy SpaceX way.
There was the other thing that I never spoke about last week that I forgot about was that the portal thing, which is called
the Doors. It's called over here.
Doors.
Doors, yeah.
Doors. Which I find quite interesting.
Josh Peck.
I don't know. Did you end up watching it?
No, I haven't.
No.
It's on my list.
It's quite interesting. It's what I didn't realise was at the end it was 3 short stories.
Okay.
But when you watch it, it seems like a coherent kind of movie, and it's quite short. It's only like an hour and a half long. Nice. But yeah, pretty enjoyable actually. Some bits were better than others, and that's the reason why. Because you realised, it's actually 3 directors at the end. And also we've been watching the new Number 9.
Yes, we've been watching it as well.
Have you?
Yeah, we watched the first 3 episodes.
Wow, the first episode with when they break into the house.
That's nuts, yeah. Well, that's episode 2. So the class in the first one is the Christmas special.
Oh, but that had been shown.
That was. Yeah, we hadn't seen that one, so we watched.
We'd seen that. Yeah. I didn't realise that was part of this season.
That was Anita Dobson and Phil. What's his
Daniels.
Face? Phil Daniels.
Mm-hmm. I know. That episode is nuts.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
What was one after that?
It's
What was the one after that?
Oh, it's the guy the 13th, the Friday the 13th thing.
Yes. Yes. Coma or phobia, whatever it was.
That was really good.
That was a good episode as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent. It's pretty good.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
good to see them back.
I mean, we actually went back and watched. We hadn't seen the hotel one. There's the Hotel Zanzibar, where there's 2 guys that look exactly Rory Kinnear, and they look exactly the same as each other. And then Who else is in it? Bill Patterson's in it as well.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah. We found it. We're like, oh, we've seen this one. Like, we're just trying to go back and like, did we skip over something?
Yeah, because I've done that in the past with them. They come out and then I'm like, I'll skip to the ones that I like, type thing. Talking of which, Visions 2.
That's out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've watched those. And I've skipped about the ones that I could have thought.
Yeah.
So I watched the Aardman animation one first.
Well, yeah.
Which was pretty good. There was no peril, or
I didn't watch that one first because I couldn't see it in the list. I know it's right there, and there's a thumbnail, and it looks like Aardman animation. But I was like, I'm going to watch the first one first, which is the Sith one. I really liked that. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I watched that one.
It was so colourful and just really nice.
Very inventive, which I love. Really, I love that. I love that, and I love the fact that it's almost like a kind of the sort of
heavy metal. Love
a kind of alternate take on what Star Wars could be.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, isn't it? It's
this season seems better than the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, at some points, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see the one with the guy with the robot in the house. And I'm like, that's Love, Death, and Robots.
No. Yeah. But you said that, I think, in the chat. It's like a little bit like that.
It is, yeah.
I can see that. I actually think that the first one was more anime style,
manga,
and this one's all styles, which is great. And I prefer that. I don't want it to be pigeonholed into one style. I'd rather it be in kind of all sorts. And I watched the other one, the one where it's like a tribe attacking the base. I can't remember what the episode's called, but that was a really good one actually. And they kind of map it out on a wee cartoon. It's like kind of chalk drawing, animated, and then it's like they actually do the mission kind of thing. That was a really good one.
All right,
that's probably my favourite one actually.
The ones I watched are Sith, which is former Sith apprentice finds their peaceful life threatened. Screecher's Reach. Did you see that one? It's the little kids. They work in the mines.
No.
And they decide to steal some speeder bikes and go to this cave. It's really good. In the Stars, which is two sisters, they've got to take on the Empire because the Empire's ruined the world. That's really good. I Am Your Mother, which I thought was good because it was a play on I Am Your Father.
That's the Armin one.
It was okay. That's the Armin one. It was okay. I haven't watched Journey to the Dark Head, The Spy Dancer. I watched The Bandits of Golak, which is it's like a kind of Indian one, and they're on a train.
Yeah. All right. I started watching that one. Yeah.
And then so I've got 4 to watch.
What's the one I was talking about? It's my favourite one. Give me 2 seconds.
Talk amongst yourselves, everyone.
Need to log into me Disney, mate.
Is that you done? I can talk about mine.
Yeah, carry on.
So I watched that. I watched Star Wars Visions. I watched Inside Number 9. I watched Love and Death, which is a remake, a retelling of the Candy Montgomery story where she killed Betty Gore with an axe.
You spoke about that last week.
Yeah, still watching that one.
Oh, is that a TV series? Right?
TV series, yeah. And so this one's Elizabeth Olsen. TV wise, Silo started this week, so they dropped 2 episodes. So
I saw the trailer for that; it looked amazing.
So it's one of those ones where it's like they tell you a little bit every week, like the secret gets unraveled, but it doesn't feel frustrating. It feels like you've earned it at the end of the episode. I really like it. I think aesthetically it's really good.
I think it's just one episode every week, though.
Yeah, it's just one episode every week. Yeah, Tim Robbins is in it.
Yeah.
My guess is he's going to play a bad guy because that's all he
Really?
does. Yeah, he doesn't come across as being a nice guy in this. Oh God, what's her name? I can't remember her name. She was in
Rebecca Ferguson.
no Rebecca Ferguson, but Geraldine James. She's in it. She plays the mayor. I think it's Geraldine James. She was in Blot in the Landscape. There you go. There's a
God.
throwback for you.
Back.
With David Suchet. His first big starring role, I think, was Blot in the Landscape. It's great. It's 2 episodes in. It's a dark dystopian post-apocalyptic future, so it's like tick for me. That's my jam.
Yeah, it looks great.
And yeah, it looks amazing. And yeah, Rebecca Ferguson is great in it. Rashida Jones is great in it. Common is in it as well. He plays a bad guy. Maybe not a bad guy, but that's how they're posting them just now.
Yeah.
The rest of the supporting cast are amazing as well. So really enjoying that. We watched Ghosted this week.
I've heard good things about that.
It's all right. Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a kind of rom-com type thing. So it's Chris Evans and Anna de Armas.
Yeah.
She's a spy. He's not. And hilarity ensues. So it's very funny, very clever. There's a whole bunch of cameos in it from all his mates from the MCU, which is kind of nice.
A lot of Apple TV stuff going on with us these days.
Very much so, yeah. Although the next 2 aren't Apple TV. We rewatched Megan again because it's free on.
That's a good film.
We were going to watch Pixels last night, but then we were like, oh, look, Megan's there. So we watched Megan instead. It's a good movie. It's an hour and a half long. Apparently, there's like an R-rated version, which is on Peacock. If you have Peacock, you can get it.
Really?
Yeah. So, if you have Peacock, let us know below. Apparently, it is very violent. And then last night, I watched Ford versus Ferrari this week. Which
I've still never seen that.
I've never seen it. It's James Mangold's. It's a huge movie.
The director of the new Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, yeah. It's an incredibly beautiful movie. The cinematographer for let me get the guy's name.
I do like a beautiful movie, I must say.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It ticks my boxes.
Where are we?
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, yeah. I really enjoyed it. He's done a lot of stuff, this guy, as well. Right.
See the new Blade Runner, what do you call that guy? Oh man.
Yeah, this guy has the best name in the world. Let me share this with you. His name is Fedin Papamichael. There's a name for you. Fedin Papamichael.
Okay.
He is a German cinematographer known for Nebraska, Trial of Chicago 7, Walk the Line, which is also a James Mangold film.
Was it? I didn't know that.
Yep. Walk the Line. Yep, James Mangold.
I enjoyed that film.
And he also did a whole bunch of Nespresso adverts, which bizarrely enough is directed by James Mangold, I think. Oh no,
well, the George Clooney ones.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He also did the Monuments Men as well, which is another beautiful looking movie.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, there's a bit in it where he's listening to the radio. And he's coming past him on the straight, and just at that point, they're in an aircraft hangar, and one of the planes like circles round like that, and the headlights of the plane cast shadows of 2 cars that are up in hoists, and it looks like they're overtaking each other. It's just that's like, show don't tell, all that kind of stuff. Just amazing stuff. I really liked it. Beautiful movie. And then that was it.
I do remember what episode that was I watched of
okay.
Visions. It was in the Stars. That was my favourite one so far.
That was the Two Sisters. Yes, that was really good. That with
Yeah.
the Scottish Imperial officer.
Yeah, and that she's in Star Wars, isn't
She's
she?
in Prometheus.
But she's also in Star Wars.
Oh, is she?
I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. I know that I recognise her voice straight away, and I'm like,
Kate Dickie.
She was in Star Wars, definitely.
She is Kate Dickie, and she was in Loki.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Loki for 4 episodes. No, she played in Loki.
I'm sure she was Star
Wars.
She's not.
She was in Northman. She played Haldora the Pict. That's typecasting. She was in The Green Knight.
Good film.
Played the Queen. And I'm not seeing.
No Star Wars. All right, okay.
When did Star Wars? Oh no, there you go. Last Jedi. She played Huck's First Order monitor.
I bloody knew it.
There you go. She was indeed in Star Wars.
Thank you.
That was a really good episode, actually. The In the Stars.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
The sisters. Yeah.
So far, I've not seen. Yeah. I've seen 3 now, but that was my favourite.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Well, that's all we've got. So if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the old like button and share. Leave your comment below. What was your favourite episode of the season of Star Wars Vision?
Yeah.
And if you want timely reminders when we put something new up, then hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and YouTube will let you know when we put something up. But I think that's everything we've got to say. We will see you guys next week. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for commenting, and we'll see you next week. Bye.